should be ready to go. I did some testing. Racing was pretty good. There might be some crashes. We'll go 35% race. I changed the tire wear down a bit. Yeah, we'll just put it on one time. Alright, so let's get this started. Alright, standings, accelerate through practice. Looks like the O'Rangers, oh no, the Ruby Rollers and the Rojo Rollers top the practice charts, followed by the O'Rangers, the Bumblebees, and the Jungle Jumpers. That rounds out your top 5. The newcoming Raspberry Racers, I don't know why I can't find them. They finished practice in 7th with a time of 20.8. Continuing on to qualifying.
Drivers, to your cars.
Qualifying results show a different story. Well, apparently the Midnight Wisps did not qualify, so we'll just do qualifying over again.
Drivers, to your cars.
So, the Rojo Rollers top the qualifying charts, followed by the Limers, Team Momo, Savage Speeders, and Crazy Cat's Eyes rounding out your top 5. Your bottom 3 are the Hazers, the Balls of Chaos, and the Cobalts. I think there's a glitch here. I don't know why I have 25 cars. There should only be 24. Alright, anyway, continuing on. Accelerate through happy hour. The happy hour standings. Your top 5 are Mellow Yellow, Crazy Cat's Eyes, Shining Swarm, Team Primary, Indigo Stars. If you see a car here that is duplicated or... Okay, retire. Nope. Jump to live.
Drivers.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
Do I miss the start?
We have not started yet.
Oh, then I made it on time.
Yep.
Oh, are we doing the same teams?
Yep, I have added, let's see, I'm going through, I think there might be a duplicate car.
Yep.
Okay, well, time for a race restart.
You restart.
Yeah.
Are we all good? Are we good to go?
Yep. Unfortunate, just, don't know what happened on the restart.
Which
there.
track are we on? Are we on the same?
No, we are on
our usual
Martinsville.
track?
We are on Martinsville. Oh, okay.
How many laps we doing on this one?
175.
Drivers, to your cars.
What's that noise about?
It's just said drivers to your cars. It's just what it says before.
Oh, it started. Oh, the pace car is off. Oh no, it's pulling in. Okay, we're good.
If they do not restart here, they don't restart well, then I will, because if they crash and don't get going again, okay, we're going.
Here we go.
Starting off, 2 Dodges on the front, followed by 3 Fords.
And the pace car is in the pit right now.
Looks
We're
like
on the
the
first lap of
Limers
the
and the
120 race.
Rojo Rollers coming through. First lap here at Martinsville. Limers and Rojo Rollers go 1-2. Limers started on the outside. Rojo Rollers started on
We're on the
pole.
second lap.
Here
On the
comes
second lap right now.
Savage Speeders. Oop, what the... I don't know why it... Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. Team Momo peeking their way up on the inside of Savage Speeders. So we've got 3 Fords in the top 5. They are the bottom 3 of the top 5. Dodge is currently 1 and 2. The first car that is not a Dodge or a Ford is the number 3 Toyota of Team Primary. They're doing quite well right here. So far it looks like no accidents. We've got a couple Chevys back here in the Chocolatiers and the Indigo Stars. And also Team Galactic right on their tails too. So a group of 3 Chevys, maybe showing some Chevy teamwork here. We've also got the Midnight Wisps, but they seem content to run the High Line right now. Going back a little farther, I think this is in 15th. We have the Bumblebees trying to make their way past Team Galactic. You saw them give the chrome horn a little bump and run. Didn't work for them, but they do stick their nose up the inside here. Might get a good run, and they do. They should be able to... Oh, Team Galactic puts the block on them. Mellow Yellow. They've held their position on the outside here. So both lines appear to be moving very well here. None really having the advantage. Obviously, you might want the inside on exit. Shining Swarm hadn't said much about them. They are currently sitting in 16th place. The new-coming Raspberry Racers, I just made that car last night, is currently sitting at the bottom of the standings. They did not qualify well. They are sitting in 21st place. 27 of the Cobalts also qualified poorly. Not really had the speed so far today. We go back to the front. The Limers have extended their lead by about 3 car lengths. Rojo Rollers are the second car. So not much shake-up so far in the top 5. We are still Dodge 1, 2, and Ford bottom 3 of the top 5. And we have another Dodge trying to sneak their way into the mix. The Oceanics have made up a lot of positions since the start of the race, as have the Rangers. Team Primary has fallen back a little bit. They are out on that outside line. Earlier in the race, the outside line hasn't appeared to be any disadvantage. Obviously, it gives you a little bit better of a run off the corners, as you see it paying off there. Getting a good jump on the Rangers, unfortunately unable to dive down and block. See him getting a little bit loose there. There's those 2 Chevys, actually 3 Chevys. Team Galactic has been passed. And we go on to the Bumblebees and Hornets. Bumblebees getting dive bombed by the Blackjacks. Blackjacks making moves. Although the Bumblebees do not want to give up that spot. They get on the throttle. Oh, it looks like we do have an accident. We shall check out what happened to the Savage Speeders. It looks like they are smoking either from an incident or from a crash or from mechanical failure. You see them right there on the outside. Looks like they're smoking from about, so you see Team Primary. Okay, so they were running in 3rd place at the time. There appears to be no physical damage on the car. Alright, let's see what happened. Yep, looks like they lost something in the engine. That's what's causing the plume of smoke. Narrowly avoided by the Oceanics. Midnight Wisps having to slow way down for that, to avoid that crash and escape without damage. Looks like the yellow is not out. Actually, a correction, the yellow is out. They are goes where. Alright, so this will be interesting to see because we might have some takers on pit road, but it's on the edge of, do you want to pit or do you want to stay out? I expect to see most cars coming in here. No car is a lap down yet, except the Savage Speeders who were part of that incident. They were unfortunate for them. You see them there in the pits. Wonder if they can get that car fixed up and back on track, but even if they do, they'll be lucky if it can keep any sort of speed. Yep, they have retired from the race. They are out. So we are back under pacing laps.
That's not the kind of scene I would like to see.
Well, Ranger's bringing that car down pit lane. Maybe looking for a fresh set of feel goods tires. Looks like they are the only taker on pit lane. Interesting strategy. Could play out to their advantage, but could also hurt them in the long run as well. So that Legion of Fords is now only 2, and we do have a Dodge closing in on the mix. That would be the Oceanics. So right now we run the Limers, Rojo Rollers, Team Momo, Crazy Cat's Eyes, ooh, getting really close under caution, Oceanics, and then Team Primary. That rounds out your top 7. To finish your top 10, we've got Chocolatiers, Indigo Stars, and Team Galactic. Midnight Wisps just 2 back from making that group of 3 Chevys a group of 4. Although we do have a bunch of Fords here. We've got 3 Fords. Bumblebees, they looked good early on. They were fighting along on that outside line. Then the caution came out. I think they were able to hold their position. Looks like the Shining Swarm not having a great day today. Currently in 15th place. Jungle Jumpers, not much to say. The new coming Raspberry Racers have not picked up any positions. Looks like the O-Rangers were able to make their stop. Lights are still flashing on the pace car, at least I think. Nope, they dive down pit lane, and we are set to take the green flag. And here we go. Liners get that early jump there. Expect to see cars make moves quickly here. You want to make up track position when you can. So Limers look to hold this steady lead, although here come the Chocolatiers trying to get by Team Primary. The Oceanics may be sticking their nose down underneath the Crazy Cat's Eyes. You see that great run that Team Primary gets off the exit. Chocolatiers sending it down in there. Just not able to get the run off the exit that Team Primary can. See Team Primary's got a bit of damage on the back. Oh, you see Mellow Yellow sending it way deep into the corner. Fortunately, not able to make up that spot. The outside line is working really well. The Chocolatiers have made that pass, and they are up into 6th place. See that on the updated scoring pylon. Here come the Indigo Stars, also trying to make their way past Team Primary. Chocolatiers go up to block them, trying to help out their Chevy teammate. see, man, Team Galactic is way outside there. See them getting a little loose. Battling with their own teammate, the Midnight Wisps. Got the Blackjacks and Hornets battling. Also have the Bumblebees looking to make their way up to the Hornets. You know, they're rivals, so you know they want to beat them. Shining Swarm getting pushed to the outside. Raspberry Racers have made up a couple positions. Let's ride on board with them for a couple laps. See if they can get past the Shining Swarm. See them running that inside line. You can really see how close that they get to one another when they're in these corners and exiting these corners. See them use all of that racetrack. See them getting close to the Shining Swarm. Shining Swarm and Bumblebees appear to have damage.
There was some counter under caution.
Yep. See this outside cam. Riding Glaciers trying to get by the Raspberry Racers. Racers holding their line on the outside, although they might be held back by the Shining Swarm in that outside line. So we've got the two Mercuries in the field are not doing great. They are in the bottom half. The Rangers also made that questionable decision under caution to come down pit road. Maybe the tire wear was just too much. They had a good car, but they just aren't able to navigate traffic. Up front, the Limers are way ahead. Feels like Martin Truex Jr. Followed by Roco Rollers. Team Momo holding steady in third. Appear to be closing the gap, as well as Crazy Cat's Eyes. Oceanics seem to have fallen back a bit. Mellow Yellow making their way by Team Primary. Team Primary's been good in the short run, but really bad in the long run. Running that outside line. This is... Oh, sorry. Just a second. Alright. This is the cars that I paint, and they're racing at Martinsville. We're currently 33 laps into a 175 lap race. Pit strategy is going to be key. If your pit crew is good, you should have good track position coming down to the final restart. So far, only one caution, and that was the Savage Speeders blowing something in the engine. See the Bumblebees trying not to get passed by the Jungle Jumpers, holding their own on that outside line. Outside line gets a much better run on the exit of the turn, but the inside line can break way late coming into the corner. So really no advantage or disadvantage on running the bottom or the top. Oh, you see back there, caution is out. Looks like...
Frick. I lost both.
Alright, looks like it
Hey,
was...
how's it going, guys?
Hey. Looks like we do have...
Edu, hi.
Looks like we've got...
There was already a 3 wide back there.
Yeah, don't want to go
It
3
wouldn't-
wide at Martinsville. So we are reviewing a caution that came out. Looks like this started way back here. This looks like it was in the making for a long time. Maybe even a lap or two. You see Rangers just trying to make it 3 wide at Martinsville. That's never where you want to be, especially if you're the Golden Orbs. Never want to be in the middle of 3 wide. You see them beat banging on each other. Raspberry Racers, I thought was going to settle back there. See the Rangers going back.
Oh, right there.
Yep, right there, and just
They got pitted.
comes up into the Raspberry Racers. Balls of Chaos involved too. I'm not sure how they were involved.
Yeah, one. Yeah.
It looks like crash avoidance from the Balls of Chaos went very, very wrong.
I think they lost control for a second.
Yep, very Balls of Chaos move there. Doesn't look like too much damage on the Balls of Chaos. Might hinder them a little bit. Golden Orbs, bit of damage. Balls of Chaos, bit of damage. Raspberry Racers got away. Oh, I say they would have got away cleanly. Letting them know they're unhappy with the Rangers there after that daring move, trying to make it 3 wide. It's just, you never want to go 3 wide at Martinsville. There's just not enough space. So on lap 37, we have our second caution. This is our first crash. You see some teams coming down to the pits. Cobalts, Shining Swarm. Yeah, Racers, great job. I got sideways, but really just turn left and lock it down. That was best move there. Wasn't committed to saving an unsavable car. They just tried to keep it off the wall and minimize the damage. So we are under pacing laps. Looks like the Limers did pit out of first place, so that will give the lead to the Rojo Rollers. See, the Oceanics pushes them back up into fourth. Limers must have had a good pit stop, because they are not too far back. Cobalts looks like they had a bad pit stop, because they are now in last place, except I stand corrected. The last place car right now is the Golden Orbs. It's good to see them back up on track. It is a short track, so you can get away with some damage here. Cobalts, no damage. Let's go back up to the damaged cars. Somehow, Team Primary is way back here. I think that's a factor of pitting. Balls of Chaos came down pit road, got that damage fixed, I think. Or not. Looks like they got some of the damage fixed. Not all of it. The Rangers electing not to pit, giving that boop to the Hazers. Racers, I am impressed, got away so cleanly with that. Just locked the car down, realized that there's nothing you can do.
Look at the rear end.
So we are under pacing laps. Teams have pitted, it's caused some
I was going to say
shakeups.
Edu, so it's like just look at how close some of the racers get to each other. Like you imagine like the sheer amount of precision that you need for that.
Yeah. So it looks like, oh, who's crashed? So there was contact between the Rangers and the Golden Orbs. Tried to go 3 wide with the Raspberry Racers. Raspberry Racers, unfortunate victim of circumstance. They were put to the outside. Raspberry Racers escaped with minimal damage. Rangers had some damage. Balls of Chaos crashed themselves while trying to avoid the crash. And Golden Orbs was on the worst end of the... We got the short end of the stick. Received the most damage. Oh, we are apparently back under yellow. What could have gone wrong here? Looks like we are back under yellow. Alright. So let's see on the restart who got into who here. Limer's way back here. Wonder if they might have been the cause of caution. From here we can see the whole track. Looks like, yes, it was the Limers. So they were right behind the Raspberry Racers. Let's go back and see what the Limers did to mess this one up.
Why is it always gotta be the Limers?
I don't know.
Oh!
Raspberry Racers.
Oh, what happened there?
All I know is Yelp is not gone. Alright, let's see what happens. So this is coming to the green flag. Looks like Balls of Chaos dive it down deep. Limers try and get it. Sent up the racetrack. No, not much damage done there. Looks like it will bring out the caution though, which is unfortunate because we just ran a couple caution laps. I'm impressed here with the Raspberry Racers. They were in that incident with the Rangers and the Golden Orbs. Escaped with minimal damage. See here. Man, great job saving that loose race car. See them get just a little bit out of sorts here. Yeah. So you see the Limers come up, saving that loose race car. That is not easy to do. So you've really seen their skill here. They have not, however, been able to make up any sort of field position. We know they're a skilled driver. They might just be a victim of track position. So we are back under caution. I have literally no clue what the AI are doing. Looks like many of them want to pit. Yeah, okay. We are pitting. So these are the cars that did not pit in the last two cautions. Oh yeah, I am talking, but I don't hear. I'll adjust my mic. Is this better?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Alright. Oh. Tell Indy in chat that he's deafened. Here, I got it.
Okay.
Alright. Pit stops have been completed. It's like that will hand the lead to, I think, yep, hands the lead to Mellow Yellow. Thanks, Mikatan. Alright, so I think we should have 2 caution laps here. Pit road is open now for those cars that are a lap down, although it appears that none are a lap down. Savage Speeders had to retire due to an engine problem. They were running in 3rd place at the time. Maybe lost a header or piston valve. Don't know what happened. We will know at the end of the race though. We are 46 laps in. Hi, Indy.
Just want to clarify. So when the caution flag goes up, is it always 2 caution laps then?
I do not know. I think it is 2 to 3. I'd have to check the track.ini file because that tells you how much laps. But yeah, it's a set number in the program for the track. So Mellow Yellow taking the lead out of the caution. They are on old tires, and look at that. Team Primary is so the lights are off on the pace car, so the pace car will be coming in this lap. Team Primary has had the good short run car, not a very good long run car, but looks like their pit stop strategy has paid off for them. Although this is still very early in the race, we're not even a third of the way through. Don't quote me on that because I'm bad at math.
So just curious, you said like Jackie did all the painting for all the cars?
Yep.
Like all the design work, like all the logos.
Yeah.
And stuff?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
use.
like I'll say this right now. It looks freaking legit. Like it, you came on a real car. It's like it looks like a legit racing team.
Yeah. I've still got a ton of cars left to do. I'm only 25 cars into a 42 car set. So I've got basically half the cars left to do. Rojo Rollers on the... Looks like they cycled out a couple positions less than the Limers. The Limers did pit last time. So the teams ahead of the Limers are the teams that have not pitted yet. So that would be the Shining Swarm, Blackjacks, so Shining Swarm, Blackjacks, Bumblebees, Team Galactic, Team Primary, and Mellow Yellow. You can see the Limers trying to make their way up the field. They've been able to get through a couple cars. They're on fresh tires, so that really helps them. They do also have that rear end damage that they got from, well, spinning under caution or on the restart. You can see Ruby Rollers, they are on even fresher tires than the Limers. So you can see them making their way up through the field really fast. Might try and have a dive up the inside to the Golden Orbs. Just don't want to go 3 wide here. Raspberry Racers, unfortunately, they are in last place right now. We know they have the driving skill to be able to save the car, but it doesn't look like they have a fast car today. So I painted the Raspberry Racers car last night. Got that posted into the scheme. If we go, I think about 10 more laps under green here, these teams will have to come down pit road for green flag pit stops. Not really where you want to be. You just hope that a yellow can come out. There's that Shining Swarm car. Haven't said much about them. They're currently sitting in 6th place, just out of the top 5. Golden Orbs. Not sure where they are in 8th, even after that wreck with the Limers. Sorry, not the Limers, the O'Rangers and the Raspberry Racers. The Limers having a, nope, not having a dive up the inside. Ruby Rollers thought we're going to make it 3 wide. That would have been a very, very ill-advised decision. You can see the outside gets a much better run on the exit, but they just aren't able to send it up the inside on corner entry. But since nobody else is running the outside, although as I say that, the Limers and the Shining Swarm jump up a lane, so it looks like the Cobalts might get a pass done here. But here comes that run off the exit. It's a great example. not many shakeups in the top 5 since the restart. We currently sit Mellow Yellow 1, Team Primary 2, Team Galactic 3, Bumblebees in 4th, Blackjacks in 5th. Limers have been all over the Shining Swarm, trying
What's
to...
What's number 51 again? Is that the Minty Maniacs?
No, they are the Shining Swarm team that's been unable to qualify for Marble League since forever. I don't know much about the...
Okay, because I will say though, their card design, they look really sleek. They look really like that.
Thanks. Yeah, the first car I painted was that 10 car, the Hazers, and that's what really just got me started down this rabbit hole.
Yay!
Anyway, back to the race. Raspberry Racer's still in last place. You see those 2 Cougars, the Ruby Rollers and the Raspberry Racers just not having the speed today. It's been a reoccurring theme in these test races that the Cougars, the Mercuries, have not had the speed. Now, I'll tell you who has the speed. It's Chevy. They've been dominant in these races. Although, this is the first time we've gone to short track, so we might have a different winner. Last time we raced at Talladega, and we had a surprise winner there. Midnight Wisps had been leading pretty much the whole race, but fell back to the back of the first pack, and we had a 2-car battle at the top. I think it was Team Primary and the Gliding Glaciers. The Gliding Glaciers hadn't been doing well all race, but they ended up pulling out a win at Talladega after, I think it was Team Primary got caught up in lap traffic on the final lap. So good win for them last race at Talladega. Not doing too hot today. So just to give you a rundown of manufacturers, we go Ford, Toyota, Chevy, Toyota, Ford, Pontiac. They are currently a 2-car team right now, with Shining Swarm and the O-Rangers being the only Pontiacs in the field. Limers might finally be able to get past them if they can outbrake them into this last corner. Appears they will not be able to. So we've had this battle with the Rojo Rollers and the Golden Orbs for quite a few laps. Just Rojo Rollers sending it down on the inside, but unable to complete the pass because the Golden Orbs have the run on the outside. They might be able to make it done here. But here you see that run on the outside gives the Golden Orbs just a massive gap on the straight. Although here goes, we do have green flag pit stops. It's like Team Primary is pitting out of second place. Not sure how much longer Mellow Yellow can go. Team that we know can go a couple more laps before having to make a pit stop. Well, the first team that pitted was the O-Rangers. They pitted after the first caution, I think about 4 laps in, when the Savage Speeders blew their engine, bringing out the first caution. Hazers haven't done much to impress tonight. Neither have the Midnight Wisps. They were running... Chevy was having a good day. I think they had 4 cars in the top 10. But other than that, they've been pretty abysmal. You see Indigo Stars and Chocolatiers. Those are both Chevys trying to stick together. Although Indigo Stars might have new tires. They might have pitted. See them just able to way outbrake. Just have more grip in the turns. Although they might get held up by the Crazy Cat's Eyes. See that run on the outside. Outside lane has a great run out of turns 1 and 2. They slot down under the Crazy Cat's Eyes, trying to get this pass done. Haven't said much about the Crazy Cat's Eyes. They are currently sitting in 13th place. Oceanics were part of the top 5. After pit stops cycled through, they are currently sitting in 12th. Looks like Team Momo has gotten around the Rojo Rollers. Golden Orbs have been holding their position strong in 8th place after being involved in what looked to be a pretty nasty wreck with the O'Rangers and the Raspberry Racers. Looks like we might have more takers down pit road soon. Wonder how much longer teams can stay out until they have to come back in. Currently have 99 laps to go. Bumblebee's sitting in 3rd, trying to catch up to Team Galactic. Team Galactic currently the only Chevy in the top 10. Ford's got a lot of the top 10. If the Hornets can make a pass, they will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the top 10. It's right on board with the Oceanics for a lap. See to the outside, the Hornets just able to outbreak it. You do not want to clip the apron here, that will really spin you out. Get to see the massive run that Hornets have on the outside. Looks like they'll fall back into line here, unable to complete the pass. They have been battling for, I think, about 10 laps. Here goes Crazy Cat's Eyes to the inside. See them diving. Question is, will Crazy Cat's Eyes be able to make a pass? Guess not. Might be. Indigo Stars following that Chocolatiers Camaro. And we do have another Chevy in the Midnight Wisps, trying to catch up to their Chevy teammates. The Raspberry Racers have made up a position on the Balls of Chaos. Not that it really matters much because it is basically for last place. Although if pit strategy does work out, it could cycle out to be near the top. Mellow Yellow pulling a ginormous gap. If it stays green though, they're gonna have to come in soon. Not sure how much longer they can stay out. As we go through the field, looks like the Limers have made their way past a couple cars here, including the Cobalts and the Shining Swarm. Working their way on the Blackjacks. They've been pretty dominant this race, leading many laps. And they spun under caution after pit cycle put them mid-pack. That's why you see that rear end damage. Shining Swarm have had a quietly good round today. Cobalts, though, looking to close the gap there. Got 2 blue cars. said it before, Golden Orbs, impressed with the track position they've been able to hold after that damage that came early in the race. We're currently on lap 87. Team Momo, they've made their way up a couple positions, even passing that Rojo Rollers challenger. The Rojo Rollers had been in second place for most of the race. Every time cars get side by side, it seems like the outside has been able to pull a gap. Looks like we're pretty much mostly single file. Golden Orbs choose to stay on the, just like right there on the rear quarter panel. Just looking to see if they might have a window. Doesn't look like it. So it looks like we're single file here. The Rangers with that damage. Not really much you can do there but hold your position. They are currently in 14th, which is pretty decent, I would say. Chocolatiers have pulled a bit of a gap to their other Chevy teammate. See Team Primary making their way up through the field. They are on fresh tires. You can see how much of a difference fresh tires make. They're just able to run that inside line. The run off the corner doesn't even matter. Just huge amounts of grip there. They've made up about 5 or 6 positions since the pit stop. Looking to make another one here. Just don't get too fancy. So Team Primary must have made adjustments under pit road. Maybe looking to have a long run car here. The Oceanics, they were in 5th earlier. Pit cycle spit them out basically here. That would be in 12th place. They were in, I think, 14th earlier, so they have made up a couple positions. One of those positions being Team Primary when they went down pit road. Not much to say about the Hornets. They're currently lurking just outside the top 10. Maybe looking to make something happen. But here come the Oceanics, looking to make their way up the inside. Did not have the run on the exit there. Team Momo's been trying to work the Golden Orbs for quite a while now, with no success. So we're going single file here, although looks like we do have a 3-car battle right now for the lead. If they keep going side by side, it might become a 5-car pack. See the Blackjacks just getting in there on the tail end. Team Galactic making that inside line work, but the Bumblebees are really making them work for it. See them, Team Galactic pulling ahead in the first part of the corner, but the Bumblebees able to use that wide outside acceleration just to get a giant run. Miller pulling the block, trying to stop Team Galactic's momentum. You just see how the Bumblebees are just able to carry so much more speed through the corner. I'm really impressed with who designed this track in order to get both grooves to work well. Because normally in NR 2003 the bottom always wins, but here they're pretty much evenly matched. Team Galactic maybe having a look at Mellow Yellow. They're able to get it right up to their bumper in the corners. We'll have a bumper cam. See how close they're getting. See them trying to take the wide entrance into the corner, and then coming down, trying to use all of that racetrack. looks like actually Raspberry Racers have made up a couple positions after we've talked about them. They're going to work on the Midnight Wisps using that inside line. Got some interesting pack action here. Hornets, you see Team Primary just able to fly through the field. Since we've last talked about them, they've made their way past the Indigo Stars, the Chocolatiers, the EO Rangers, the Oceanics, and the Crazy Cat's Eyes. That's up 5 positions since we've seen them last. Here you just see how much of a difference the tires make. It's a huge factor. Haven't seen any teams come down pit road recently, but you know they're eventually going to have to. Team Primary showing exactly why you want to come down pit road. They're up into that number 3 car. Is currently sitting in... Man, why can't I find it? Oh. They are a lap down. That's why. The reason they are a lap down is because they pitted on green. They're ferociously driving to try and get their lap back. Makes more sense now. Why they're able to get through the field. They are definitely not. They definitely have the speed to be on the lead lap and fighting for a top 10. But just unfortunately had to make their stop. See them making their way past Team Momo here, pushing the Rojo Rollers, telling them to get up and get on their horse. Coming through. Running out of time, only got about 70 laps left. They really need a caution here. They need to get back on the lead lap and get a caution. So far we've had 3 cautions, all in the first, I think, 38 laps. Almost going 3 wide. Golden Orbs know firsthand that you do not really want to go 3 wide at all here. Team Primary really getting impatient here. Making their way to the inside of the Rojo Rollers. Rojo Rollers able to pass back on Team Momo. Pit stops have really played a factor here. Teams with good pit strategy have been able to use that to their advantage and increase their track position. Not sure how much longer teams can stay out though. I think their last pit stop was maybe on lap 30, so look for them to be coming down to pit road soon. Limers unable to get past the Blackjack so far. They've been trying to work on them for quite a while now. Team Primary just absolutely shredding the field. If they were on the lead lap, it would just be race over unless a caution came out. With the speed that Team Primary has, there's no doubt in my mind they have the fastest lap, and they do have the fastest lap. Golden Orbs have the second fastest lap, but I think the 3 of Team Primary has just been turning those fast laps consistently. The down in 20th place for fastest lap is the Raspberry Racers. They have not had a stellar performance in their debut. The way Team Primary is moving up through the field is just incredible. It really sucks that they're a lap down, because it would have been interesting to see if they could have if they could make it all the way up through the field. Because they did start back by the Balls of Chaos on that last restart, I think. Not much to say about the Raspberry Racers and their debut performance. It's been abysmal. Chevy has not had a great day. They have one car in the top 10, and that car is Team Galactic. They have had a pretty good running in second place right now. They have moved up to that upper groove. Team Primary is just hauling through the field, getting back on that lead lap, trying to make it happen. Is this a caution or no? Does not appear to be. Maybe the effects of those tires are wearing off, or maybe Team Primary is just getting held up here. But last couple laps, seems like Team Primary has not been as fast. See them all over Team Galactic trying to get back on the lead lap. We might have a lead change here. Bumblebees are just trying to get to Mellow Yellow, giving it everything they have. Mellow Yellow has...
I think Galactic's top.
Yep, Galactic has... Oh, Mellow Yellow coming into the pits. I knew they would have to soon. Limer's coming into the pits as well. Team Primary just has to get past the Bumblebees to get back on the lead lap. And then if a caution comes out, they could be a force. Oh! Just... That is some mean stuff right there by Team Primary. That looks like it might have been done on purpose. Oh, nope, never mind.
Was coming into the pit.
Yep. Looks like the Bumblebees were slowing down for the pits. That's the Bumblebees' fault. Just not able to get into the pits. We are still green somehow. If the Bumblebees did end up hitting that pit lane attenuator, they would have been nasty, and it would have benefited those that are still on the track, and it would have harmed those who were in pit lane at the time. So Bumblebees getting onto pit lane. Looks like Team Primary will get their lap back. Yes, they do get their lap back. They will have to pit soon, but they should have their lap back. See teams coming off pit road, trying to make up as much gains as you can. We are on lap 123, and you see Team Primary, after these pit stops have come through, currently sitting in 4th place. But they will have to pit sometime soon. They have had the fast car after those adjustments made on pit lane. They came in under green flag conditions after not pitting. They had good short run car, just not a good long run car. But they must have made some really good adjustments on pit road to make that number 3 machine work like a charm. They have cycled out into 1st place. Look for them to be making a stop soon though. Next closest car is Mellow Yellow, 9 seconds back. But again, that is with a pit stop. Blackjack's in 3rd. Team Galactic in 4th. Hoping that adjustments made on pit lane were okay. You see that damage done to the Bumblebees. Looks to be slowing down their car. It's a shame because they did have a decently fast car. Somebody else has made their way into the top 10 without us knowing it. It is the Indigo Stars. They have been awful all day. Maybe figured something out during that pit stop. Looks like their car is running the lines pretty well. Fastest lap chart remains pretty much the same. Let's check in on a random team here. Let's go with O'Rangers. So the O'Rangers are currently in 17th place. They pretty much held their position all day after being involved in that 3-car tangle at the beginning of the race. They have not had speed after that. I think they started decently well, but that wreck just ending their momentum and ending all chances that they had of winning the race along with it. The Rojo Rollers coming out of that pit stop, I think they had a really bad pit stop because they are currently sitting in 16th, soon to be 17th, if Crazy Cat's Eyes are able to make a pass here. They were running second in the early going of the race. Going back up to your top car, Team Primary continues their rampage up front, although you can see the effects of old tires on them showing significantly. Just 3 laps ago their lead was 9 seconds. Now it is down to 6 seconds, losing about a second a lap. And you can see that lapped car of Balls of Chaos. Oh, see, here they come down into pit lane. You see Mellow Yellow about to make the pass for the lead. If Team Primary has a good pit stop here, they will be back on the lead lap, but they will not be in first. They'll be at the tail end of the lead lap, having a little bit of trouble getting into their pit box. A good stop here is key. Bad stop here ends all chances that they have at winning this race or even finishing on the lead lap. See them out. It looks like they might go a lap down. Nope. So far, once they come to the line, we will know where they cycle out to be. They are down 1 lap. They've got to make their way through 9 cars of lap traffic if they want to get back on the lead lap. And depending on how other teams play the pit stop game, they might be able to win the race if everybody else has to pit and they can stay out as long as possible. Doesn't look like they have the speed coming out of this pit stop though. Last pit stop they came out, fresh tires, setup changes, just like flying through the track. Now it looks like they're a bit tight, just not able to get the car turned on turn in. Looks like their exit is fine though. Let's go back up to the top 2. Balls of Chaos is currently last car on the lead lap. Mellow Yellow has a giant lead over their Ford teammates, the Blackjacks. It is currently stretched to 1.5 seconds. And they just ran the fastest lap of the race by nearly 4/10 of a second. That's a giant gap. So Mellow Yellow looking really nice here on lap 40 of 175. Team Galactic and Bumblebees back in a battle. Bumblebees' damage doesn't seem to be affecting their car too much in ways of position they've been able to hold it and maybe even come back a little bit to the Team Galactic. So your current top 10 runs Mellow Yellow, then Blackjacks, Team Galactic, Bumblebees, Cobalts, Shining Swarm, the Limers. 8th place is the Indigo Stars. 9th is the Oceanics, and 10th is the Hornets. Hornets, a car we have not talked about a lot today. They've kind of hung around mid-pack maybe. You've seen them a lot right next to the Oceanics. Maybe if they can get a pass done here, it'll catapult them and maybe they'll finally be able to move up through the field. Golden Orbs have fallen back a couple positions after those pit stops. You see Team Primary trying to make their way through traffic, just not nearly as successful as they were after their first pit stop. Team Momo, they were in 3rd in the early running of this race. Pit stops have cycled them back to 12th place. Not really the place you want to be, but just outside of the top 10, and it's really hard to pass here. Chevrolet has not had their luck here. Midnight Wisps are currently in 14th, followed by the Hazers in 15th. More Chevrolets, Chocolatiers they are currently the 3rd to last car in a lead lap in 21st. The Team Primary is the only car 1 lap down. And you see the 131 lap down car, that is the Savage Speeders. They blew an engine or something, had mechanical difficulties, and were unable to continue in the race. Ruby Rollers, not much to say about them. It's been a really bad performance from both of the Mercuries in the field. Mercuries being Raspberry Racers and the Ruby Rollers. Just hanging around near the back of the pack. Maybe something happens, but I doubt it. And you see Mellow Yellow extending the lead to nearly 2 seconds. Dominant performance so far. If they can keep it up to the end, if they don't have to make another pit stop, I think they have this in the bag. Blackjacks, haven't really talked about them, even though they've been in the top 5 for most of the race. They've been steady, but they just haven't been able to make moves. Really excelling under pit stops. And just the pit stop, their pit crew giving them track position, and them just being able to keep that track position. Got a little heating up battle here. Got Team Galactic still leading the Bumblebees. But Cobalts shoving their nose way down on the inside. Good run on the exit. If they can outbrake them here, they should be able to complete the pass. Look for that exit on the outside. Turns 3 and 4. Doesn't look like the Cobalts had a good entrance in mid-corner. Cobalts look like they're able to complete the pass. They can, yep. You see them clipping that apron there. That is not what you want to do. We have a stopped car on the track. It is the Ruby Rollers. Slow car all day. Looks like they had mechanical difficulties. Let's see if we can see what they were up to. This does bring out a caution, which does give an interesting aspect to the race. really shrinks Mellow Yellow's lead and gives teams that are on the lead lap a shot. Let's see what happened here. Doesn't look like there's even any smoke here. I wonder if maybe they ran out of gas. Doesn't look like there's smoke, so it doesn't look like there was a mechanical difficulty. See them running. Yep, just seeing them not able to make, you hear them trying to get on the gas, nothing happens. Maybe loss of oil pressure. We'll see here. If we go along on the inside of the car, should be able to tell us. Alright, so it looks like about there they lost power. So we're riding along. Doesn't say anything. They just have no power in any of the gears. Unfortunate for them, but they were the last car on the lead lap. So that does bring out the caution. This could give things an interesting twist. Question is, who comes in, who stays out? We know Mellow Yellow's staying out. Team Galactic might have to come in, but doubt it considering they're in third place. Ruby Rollers must have gotten their car towed. Looks like it might have just been that they were out of gas. They might be able to stay on the lead lap. They do beat the pace car, but so they might get their lap back. Team Galactic in third. Bumblebee's in fourth with that damaged Toyota Camry. They are the first Camry. They are the only Camry in the top 10, running fourth. Cobalt's running fifth. They've had a quietly good performance, sporting that 27. 27 is, of course, the number of the atomic number of Cobalt. Don't quote me on that because I'm bad at chemistry. Limers, they were dominant in the early performance, in the early stages of the race. Pit stop cycled them to about mid-pack, but they have been able to make up some positions. They seem also due for a pit stop, but they will not take it, electing to stay out, hoping that something comes of it. Might have to go a long ways back to find a car that's really on fresh tires. The car on freshest tires is Team Primary, but they are a lap down, but they will get the inside on the restart. Yep, they will get the inside on the restart. May be able to get their lap back. Restarts have been problematic so far. We've had one incident off of the restart. We've got about 15, 18 more laps. So this is likely, this will be the last call for this will be the last call for Team Primary to get their lap back, because with 10 laps to go, there are only single file restarts. See Team Primary rolling up. They're trying to get their lap back. Lights are off on the pace car. Should be going green here. Be interesting to see who has the better jump. Team Primary is on those fresher tires, but they have been tight this run. As we approach the restart zone, looks like they're pretty much dead even. Team Primary looking to make their lap back. Sending it way inside, driving deep into the corner. This is their last opportunity to get their lap back. If they don't do it here, they probably never will. They've had a fast car, but after this last pit stop, they've just been really slow. Mellow Yellow extending their lead using that lapped car as a pick. If the Blackjacks want to catch up to them, they will have to make their way through lap traffic, which is not fun here at Martinsville, where it is so hard to pass. Team Galactic holding a steady third, although the Limers have made up 2 positions now since the restart. They can work up to move into third place. Looks like they do have the car to do it, but the outside lane run is huge. Cobalt's diving through the side of Bumblebees. Bumblebees with that damaged car, not sure how much longer they can hold their position. Shining Swarm, quietly good run. Been in the bottom half of the top 10 all day, haven't been able to make up positions, but they also have not lost any positions. Indigo Stars, they are currently in 10th place. This restart has really jumbled things up. See contact there between Golden Orbs and Team Momo, using the old bump and run. Raspberry Racers currently sitting in 18th. That's not bad considering they've been most of the race. Mellow Yellow having that huge lead. Limers have lost touch with Team Galactic, unable to complete the pass when they had the opportunity. Maybe falling back into the clutches of the Bumblebees. Shining Swarm now have been passed by the Hornets. See if they can hold off the Oceanics. Hornets made 1 position up since the restart. They currently sit in 7th. Correct. Looks like Team Momo is making moves. They're up into 11th, maybe looking to make their way into 10th. They're currently on lap 168 out of 175. Only a couple laps remain. Mellow Yellow looks like they've got this one in the bag. They've got a ginormous lead of nearly 2 seconds. When they come to the line, it will be 1.97 seconds. Limers working their way up to Team Galactic. Everybody's desperate here, trying to make things stick that can't stick. If we're going to have a caution that doesn't end the race, it's got to be in the next couple laps. So if we do have a caution with 3 to go, we know we'll not have a green-white checkered finish. We will just finish under caution. Chocolatiers sitting in last place on the lead lap. Team Primary, even though they did not get around Mellow Yellow, they have been able to maintain the speed. Blackjacks way far back in 2nd place. I would assume this is nearly 3 seconds back now. We'll see when we come to the line. We've got the Cobalts making moves, getting past the Bumblebees, gonna make the... Nope, they'll jump back into the line with the Limers. That outside run by the Limers is going to be big. Team Galactic not sure which way they should defend. Limers take advantage and try and go down low. Team Galactic did not get a good run that time. The Limers have moved up into third. But here comes Team Galactic on that outside. Limers should have moved up when they had the chance. They're currently down to the final 2 laps. A bump and run here by Team Primary would be ill-advised, though not unexpected. We are currently on the final lap. Bumblebees have to pit. That will put them outside the top 10 and maybe even a lap down by the end of this. We are on the final lap. Running order goes Mellow Yellow. Looks like they're going to finish in first. Blackjacks second. Team Galactic third. Limers fourth. Cobalt's fifth. Hornets moved their way up into sixth on that last restart. We've got Indigo Stars trying to make a move coming down to the line. Looks like they will not get the Shining Swarm, but they do get the Oceanics. Hadn't talked about the Jungle Jumpers all race. They'd been in the top 15. They had not, however, been in the top 10 at all. They do finish in 10th. 11th place is Team Momo, followed by the 12th place finisher, the Golden Orbs. Midnight Wisps and the Hazers finishing 13th and 14th respectively, followed by the Gliding Glaciers in 15th, Crazy Cat's Eyes 16th, Rangers 17th. Raspberry Racers finished in 18th, not great from their starting position. Chocolatiers finishing dead last on the lead lap. And then our 3 cars a lap down were Team Primary, Ruby Rollers, and the Bumblebees. Bumblebees must have run out of fuel or had tire loose or something in that last lap. Had to come down pit road. You know they didn't want to, but they just had to. That puts them down a lap and finishing in 24th. The last car is the Savage Speeders. They were that car that was, they had engine issues. Once we escape, we shall see. They had a valve go down and a valve go out. Unfortunate for them. Save the replay to Mark. Yeah, I didn't spell that right. Export the results. Once it saves, replay saved, export, test, marked. So the team that surprised me the most was probably the Indigo Stars. They had been in the bottom half, probably near the 20th place for the first half of the race. But they were able to claw back and manage an 8th place out of it, including a last lap pass on the Oceanics. Jungle Jumpers also surprised me. Was not expecting a 10th place out of them. Congrats to Mellow Yellow. Blackjacks finishing in 2nd. Good performance by them. They've been pretty solid so far in the test runs. Team Galactic, the only Chevy aside from the Indigo Stars, who seem to have speed. The Limers, they dominated early race, finished 4th. It's a pretty good finishing position. Savage Speeders, they were running 3rd at the time of their valve incident. The Raspberry Racers finishing in 18th in their first performance. We saw their crashing avoidance ability. What to do under a crash. They crashed twice today, but were able to come away with minimum damage. With that, we will go to the results screen. Warning, incoming loud music. it there.